If you've been frustrated by not seeing an update on the Nimitz class flight deck coffee table, so have I. I will have an update at the end of this video. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is in your world. This is an initial recording testing the new model of Gordon's Retirement Sandbox. Time is the only currency we spend without knowing our balance, so spend it wisely. What I've done is created, at this point, about 8 or 9 rabbit holes for adventure. The rabbit holes consist of experiences I've had in my 75 years on this earth. A year in the UK as an exchange scholar. That was in 1968. I was 16 as a senior in high school, and the headmaster suggested I take a year abroad and then reapply to those schools, Ivy League, that I had not been accepted to, but I had an acceptance to the University of Virginia. Well, UVA was kind enough to advise me to apply early admissions, and I wouldn't have any problem. Today, I understand UVA will hold an acceptance. Another of the rabbit holes for adventure is I built a mobile office, a golf locker room. It was a Dodge Sprinter built by Mercedes and assembled by Dodge in the US. My understanding was that when a vehicle is assembled in the US, it is no longer considered an import, it's a domestic vehicle, and 501c3 corporations can only buy domestic vehicles. And the mobile van had an interior height of 6'3" and it was just a great platform for doing what I did, as you'll see in the pictures. Watchmaking was an adventure. I got started on that watching wristwatch revival with Marshall Sutcliffe. And at Marshall's suggestion, I took a course taught by Mark Lubbock in the UK, and I ended up investing about $5,000 in watchmaking. Well, I reached terminal velocity when I realized that the real reason a watch stops working and starts working again efficiently is that the jewels get thoroughly cleaned. At that point in the process, I found I was outmatched by the challenge, because cleaning these jewels, I would metaphorically describe as like giving a housefly cataract surgery. I could handle everything up until then, but you'll see some of the details on what went into that project. Pencil sketching was, and still is, a thrilling exercise. I, on a whim, took a YouTube course on pencil sketching called the Loomis Method, which was fairly stupid. Didn't like it at all, but as an afterthought, it seemed they explained the grid method, which I took to like a duck to water. And I'll demonstrate that process. I had visions of putting pencil sketches of celebrities like um, uh, Breakfast at Tiffany's, what's her name? Senior moment here. But Clint Eastwood, um, Catherine Deneuve, on Audrey Hepburn, on online, and I ran on closer inspection and research found that I was not going to be allowed to sell what's called print on demand, POD, of celebrities because celebrities have a special copyright protection that um, does not allow you to sell anything except the actual sketch that you made. I started a garage band in 1991, 92 by running a classified ad in the Virginian Pilot. I had seen a friend, neighbor, play on the 25th Street stage in Virginia Beach and said, gosh, that looks like fun. I'd always had a guitar but never been in a band. So I ran the classified ad and got about 15 inquiries, and one of which was from the Virginian Pilot who wanted to write an article about the project. And in that interview, I said I was going to call the band Weekends Only, the Peter Pans of rock and roll, which was not received well by the people that had signed on, thinking that they were going to have to wear green tights. I said, oh no, I abandoned that immediately. And my wife had said the same thing. Anyhow, another channel, Investment Wisdom. This is really very exciting for me because as a former financial advisor for 45 years, I learned a lot, and I had contemplated writing a book called Teach Your Progeny to Fish. Unfortunately, that title is too arcane to really grab an audience, and so I decided to go ahead and once I'm fully retired, uh, I'm right now an emeritus, but once I'm fully retired, I can go ahead and publish investment phenomena. Videos worthy of binge watching. This is more of a blog idea, and the only thing that comes to mind immediately is Network's series on Suits. My gosh, that was absolutely stunning. It was so good. Um, and I would hope folks would participate in bringing up subjects. Carrier aviation, I'm just totally enthralled with the whole process and the mechanics of carrier aviation, and I, I enjoy all of the aspects of it and kind of dissecting it and explaining to folks who are curious how it works. And finally, for the purposes of this broadcast, creating a digital avatar to outlive you. Now, there are some notions out there that say it's called a grief bot. I'm not looking for a grief bot, but if I were hit by a bus today and could no longer, well, let's just say hit by a bus today, my wife, who has no interest in investment media and does not understand a lot of the home maintenance issues, I am investigating creating a Gordo uh, bot or a Gorbot so that Jane can refer to Gorbot and say, hey, the washing machine is on the fritz. Gorbot would say, okay, on the fritz. What do you mean? He said, well, it's leaking and whatever. Gorbot would say, all right, we'll give our guy so and so a call at such and such a phone number. Also, the Gorbot will not be armed with any uh, login information, see user IDs or passwords, but Gorbot will refer to the black book, which sits on my desk. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you for your patience because I am totally frustrated by the folks that are producing my first Nimitz class carrier, which is the bush. They've done me a favor in that I have gone on a global search and found at least 3 producers that should improve the turnaround time. So today is the 15th of March. Tomorrow, Monday, the 16th of March, I am going to have some update pictures of the bush.